What's going on, fellas? So today's video is going to be a very important video for the guys who didn't have a masculine role model growing up. Maybe you didn't have a masculine father in your life. Maybe you didn't have a masculine older brother in your life. Maybe, you know, regardless of whatever it is, or even for the guys who, you know, because today's video is going to be about how in life, as men, life is going to be hard. So even, you know, the men who did have a masculine role model in their life, maybe you're going through some shit right now. Maybe you're going through something difficult, a time in your life that might feel like a failure, and this video is for you, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into it. As a man, life is gonna be hard. Life is gonna fucking beat you down over and over and over and over and over and over again, okay? And what determines whether you are going to be a loser is going to be whether or not you fold under pressure. If you go through shit, but you keep your head held high, regardless of what you go through. Your woman leaves you, you keep your head held high. You lose all your money, you keep your head held high. You get evicted from your place, you keep your head held high. You lose, you know, whatever it is that happens in this world. You get fired from your job, you keep your head held high. The only thing you can do as a man is simply just analyze what it is that you did wrong, because only you can blame yourself. You can't blame anyone else. Even if your girl cheated on you, you can only blame yourself. Even if you got fired, you can only blame yourself, because there's always something that you could have done better that could have prevented that from happening. So, for example, right, the loser will blame everything else in the world. The winner, see, you can be a winner and be in a failing position, be in a temporary moment of failure, but the difference, what separates the winner and the loser, is that the loser gets beaten down, doesn't, you know, pick himself back up, blames everything else, sits down and just cries about it, and the winner immediately analyzes what mistakes he's making. I've made so many fucking mistakes in my life, and even to this day I make mistakes, and I'm still constantly learning. That's the human experience. We simply just go through this life, we go through shit, and you have to learn. You have to figure out what mistakes are you making so that you don't repeat them again. Because the mistakes that I've made in the past, you see, I don't repeat them because I've learned my lesson. I've learned some lessons the hard way. I've learned some lessons, you know, through other people's experience, because a wise person learns from other people's experience, because it cuts your time in half. The most valuable thing that you have in this world is your time, because it is limited. You don't have enough time. You only have a certain amount of time, and for all you know, you could die today. I could, you know, die in a car crash right now, you know, God forbid, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen. Obviously, I want to live longer, but we don't know what's gonna happen. So your time is the most valuable asset that you have. So as a man, you need to use that time to learn what mistakes, what things to avoid. For example, if you're driving down a road and there's a huge hole in the road, right? The fool, right? The fool, even if he knows it's there, he's still gonna drive right through it. The wise person, he might have heard someone else say, hey, listen, bro, there's a hole in the middle of the road. Your car's gonna get fucked up if you drive through it. And he listens and he says, oh shit, that person already experienced the failure. That person already made a mistake that I can avoid, that will save me time, and it won't cost me time, because time is a currency. Time is a currency, because your time, like I said, it's not infinite. You only have a certain amount of time. So your biggest currency is what? Your time. Because something that is valuable is scarce. If there's a bunch of something, right? If there's a lot of something, it's not as valuable as the thing that is not, you know, as scarce or as easy to obtain. If you waste your time and you make the mistakes when you know you could have avoided them, you're going to learn the hard way, right? That's the difference between learning the hard way and learning the easy way. Learning the hard way is going through shit, getting knocked down, getting hit in the face by life, you know, just getting fucking punched hard as fuck in the face by life, as opposed to seeing the punch coming your way and dodging it and avoiding it. So like I said, to this day, we all make mistakes. I still make mistakes to this day. But what I do is I immediately analyze, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong, and what could I have done better? What can I do better the next time? So for example, this channel is basically all the mistakes that I've made summed up into one channel for all of you guys to take from my experiences, learn, and not have to go through it yourself. Now, I do believe that experience is the best teacher, because when you actually go through it, it fucking sticks, right? All the relationship mistakes I've made, all the financial mistakes I've made, everything has taught me such a valuable lesson that in the end, you know, it wasn't something that I regretted. I don't regret any of the mistakes that I've made, because it's always taught me something valuable, because I don't repeat the same mistakes. For example, in a relationship, right? I've made mistakes in the past. I've made mistakes of giving a woman too much attention. I've made mistakes of letting myself go and not focusing on myself. But guess what? The moment that that relationship was over, I sat there, I analyzed it, I blamed myself. I said, okay, she left. Most guys will say, you know what, she left. Oh, she's a fucking bitch, blah, 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 blah. No, I say, okay, yeah, she left. What could I do better in order to not have to go through that experience again? Okay, so she left, but I am to blame. I am to blame. I could have done something better. Okay, what did I do? Okay, I was addicted to fucking pills. I was addicted to perks. I was living at my parents' house. I was broke. I was out of shape because I was focused on a woman instead of focusing on myself, and I let myself go. I was giving her too much of my time when I wasn't giving myself enough time. So what do? I corrected it, and I made sure it never happens again. And that's the key to life. Like I said, life is going to continuously beat you down, try to beat you down over and over and over and over and over again. But the winner sits there and he analyzes it. He says, what mistakes have I made? Like to this day, the mistakes that I've made, immediately I sit there, I analyze it, I think about what did I do wrong so I don't have to go through this shit again. And then once you course correct and you immediately fix the problem, now you're on your way to success. Now you're on your way to winning. See, failures are extremely valuable. I believe that failures are extremely valuable because they teach you something that you wouldn't have learned if you didn't go through it. If you get cheated on, guess what? The guy that didn't get cheated on doesn't know as much as you do because you went through it. You went through it. And what makes a winner is going through it, keeping his head held high, figuring out what he could do better, and fixing it. The loser goes through it, gets cheated on, starts crying, starts chasing the woman, starts sitting there blaming himself, beating himself up. No, don't let life beat you up. Don't let life win. You must win. And in order to win, you cannot accept failure. You cannot accept failure. You can accept that you're going through a temporary failure because of some of the mistakes that you've made. But when you put the power and the control in the fact that you have control over your choices, you have control over your decisions, you have control over the way that your life goes, you understand that you are the creator of your life. You are the one who has the pen to the story that is being written. Your life is a story. Your life is a story. And if you sit there, you let life beat you down, you cry about shit, you complain, then the story is going to be pretty fucking shit. But when you as a man, you sit there, You go through shit, you analyze it, you fix it, you do better the next time that you go through it again. Guess what? The story's gonna be fucking amazing. The story's gonna be amazing. See, all the bad shit that happens to you is such it makes the story so much better, 10 times better. Imagine if you watched a movie, everything went well, everything went good, and that's it. Nothing happened, right? It would fucking suck. It'd be like, what the fuck? This shit was trash. What happened in Spider-Man? What makes it so interesting? Spider-Man, his uncle got killed, a bunch of things, right? Mary Jane was a fucking whore. She was out there sucking dick, sucking on balls. Meanwhile, he was over here shooting webs. Meanwhile, another man was shooting webs on her face. And I'm not talking about spider webs. I'm talking about webs that come out of your nuts. That bitch was out there, you know, doing all this shit. And what happened? He became a fucking superhero, even though he was a fucking simp. But that's what makes the story interesting. Batman, he had what? His father killed? Is it his father or his uncle? Whatever the fuck it is. He had that motherfucker killed. He became Batman, right? That's what makes the story so interesting. The fact that he went through shit and he made it out better. So as a man, you're gonna go through shit over and over and over and over and over and over again, but don't let life beat you down. Don't let life stop you from getting to where you want to be. Because understand this, if you have a vision of what your life could be, then you are destined to achieve that. But it's up to you. It's up to you to have the mental fortitude and the mental resilience to say, you know what? That life is destined for me. And I'm not gonna let any temporary failure stop me from achieving what it is that I want to achieve. See, life is gonna test you over and over and over again. And those tests are just that, a test. What happens in a test? If you fail the test, does that mean you cannot pass the test? No. It just means that you did something wrong. You did something wrong in that test. And so therefore, one second, hold on, there's a car trying to pass. Therefore, you know, you did something wrong. You answered a question the wrong way. Maybe you didn't study hard enough. Maybe you made a mistake somewhere along the way. And in order to pass the test, you got to sit back, analyze, where did you fuck up? What can you do better? Maybe you could have studied harder. Maybe you could have, you know, taken more time out of your day to put into focusing on how to pass the test. That's it. If you play a video game, anyone who's played a video game, what happens, right? Level 1, if you're playing story mode, you suck. You don't know what the lessons are. You don't know what the mistakes are. So you don't get to level 2 until you sit there and you realize what you did wrong in level 1 in order to get to level 2. And when you do that, you can get to level 2. Anyone who's played a story mode game, anyone who's played any type of game that, you know, any type of game that is, you know, a story where there's levels in the game, if you've beat the game, you learn lessons along the way. You fucked up several times, but you still, you know, analyzed it and got to the next level. You can't get to the next level. Someone in level 1 can get to the next level without learning what he did wrong in level 1. He will stay stuck in level 1 for the rest of his life. But the ones who get to level 2 and level 3 and level 4 and level 5, it's not easy. Anyone who's played those games, you understand that the levels get harder and harder and harder and harder. But if you beat the game, what did you do? Level 1, you learned something, you fixed that mistake, then you went to level 2. Level 2, it came with a bunch of tests, it came with a bunch of, you know, trials, but what did you do? You learned what you did wrong, you fixed it, you got to level 3. Level 3, what happened? More tests, a bigger boss, a harder level, harder difficulty, but what did you do? You figured out what you did wrong and you got to the next level. All right, guys, so that's the video for today. I'm about to get to work, door to door. You already know what it is, grinding, hustling. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, good productive day. Go ahead and drop a like on this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to, you know, learn through all of my mistakes so that you can do better than I did. Okay? Peace out, guys.